Martin said you should head to the conference room, Rachel smiled, tapping her pen against the desk. Big announcement today. I nodded, trying to ignore how smug she looked. Inside, the team was already gathered. I took my usual spot in the back, hands sweating. 6 years of this place. Late nights. Missed birthdays. I trained half the people in this room, including her. Martin walked in, clapping his hands. Thanks for being here. Today's special. I swallowed hard. We're excited to announce our new senior team lead. This person has shown great initiative, excellent performance metrics, and strong leadership potential. His eyes scanned the room, then stopped. Rachel! The room erupted in applause. I blinked. My hands clapped on instinct. My stomach? It dropped like an elevator cut loose. Rachel walked up, pretending to act shocked. Oh my God, thank you so much, Martin. He hugged her. She hugged back. I looked down at the floor. Martin glanced at me. You've been a great mentor to her. Yeah, I muttered. I guess I have. After the meeting, I ducked into the break room. My hands were still shaking when the door creaked behind me. You good? Rachel asked, pouring herself coffee like nothing happened. Congratulations, I said. You deserve it, she tilted her head. Do I? I didn't respond. When she left, I stayed. The walls felt tighter. I stared at the half-empty cup in my hand, then the door opened again. I froze. Rachel's voice came through, hushed but clear. I knew he wouldn't fight it. He never does. Too soft, another voice laughed. He trained you. That's cold. That's business. Their laughter faded as the door shut. My legs gave out. I slid to the floor. Too soft? I gave everything. That night, I sat in my car, parked just outside the office. The building lights glowed like nothing had happened. Like I didn't just lose what I'd worked my entire adult life for. My phone buzzed. A company-wide email from Martin. Let's all congratulate Rachel on her new role. Exciting times ahead. I didn't open it. Instead, I stared at my reflection in the rearview mirror. Am I a joke to them? I whispered. No one answered. The next morning, I ran into Martin by the elevator. Morning, I said, hoping he'd acknowledge what happened. Explain something. He didn't even look up from his phone. Hey, that was it. Rachel passed by, grinning. You coming to the meeting? What meeting? Oh, right, sorry. She walked off. I followed. Martin stood at the front of the room again, this time with Denise from HR. Appreciate everyone joining, Denise began. There's been some restructuring. Unfortunately, we're eliminating a few roles. She looked at me. I stared back, confused. Can we speak in my office? She said gently. Inside, she didn't sugarcoat it. We're terminating your employment effective immediately. You'll receive 2 weeks severance. Why? She didn't answer. Just slid a folder across the desk. My name. My position. My end date. Martin didn't say a word. He just left. Rachel peeked in from the hallway. Her eyes met mine for a second. Then she turned away. You good, man? Security guard Frank asked as he handed me a cardboard box. I nodded. Yeah. You didn't see it coming? No, he shook his head. That's rough. I walked out with the box in my arms, trying to keep my chin up. Behind me, the doors closed. Nobody followed. At home, I sat on the couch, staring at the wall. My resume was open on my laptop, but I hadn't typed a word. My phone buzzed again. Instagram. Rachel had posted a photo with Martin. She was holding a champagne glass. The caption read, New title. New chapter. Power moves only. Power moves. I shut off my phone and buried my face in my hands. Later, I found myself in the parking lot again. Same spot, same view of the office. This time, I didn't cry. I just stared. They played me, Rachel, Martin, all of them. I trained her, and they tossed me out like trash. I gripped the steering wheel. I won't forget this, I whispered, and I meant it. My phone buzzed just as I stepped into the office. No subject. No explanation. I blinked at the screen, then looked around. No one else seemed concerned. Everything okay? Sarah from marketing asked. Yeah, just HR, I said, forcing a smile. Probably nothing. I walked down the hallway slower than usual. My palms were sweating. My gut already knew. Denise was waiting inside, alone. Come in. Close the door, she said without looking up. Martin wasn't there. Where's Martin? She flipped open a manila folder. He's unavailable. I sat down. Is something wrong? Denise cleared her throat. Your position is being eliminated. I blinked. I'm sorry, what? Effective immediately. No warning? No discussion? It's a restructuring. You'll receive 2 weeks severance. I gave 6 years. She nodded like I was listing items off a grocery list. Performance reviews? Feedback? Anything? It's not personal. Then what is it? Denise closed the folder. Your badge, please. My hands shook as I unclipped it from my belt. What happens to my team? Rachel will absorb your responsibilities. Of course. Martin didn't even bother to show up? She didn't answer. I stood up slowly. That's it? You can collect your belongings. Security will assist, I laughed. It wasn't funny, but it escaped anyway. Security? Standard procedure. Right. Wouldn't want me to steal my own stapler. She didn't even blink. Frank met me at my desk. Sorry, man, he said. Didn't see this coming. Me neither. He handed me a cardboard box. You want help? No, I've got it. Coworkers avoided eye contact. Some peeked from cubicles, then ducked. Rachel walked past, typing on her phone. You good? She asked, not stopping. You knew, didn't you? She paused. Just long enough. It's nothing personal. I stared at her. You said that like it's supposed to mean something. Don't make this harder. Harder for who? You? She glanced around. Look, I didn't make the call. But you benefited. She didn't deny it. I carried the box past the office I once called mine. Past the conference room where I clapped for her. Past the break room where I once overheard her trash me. No applause this time. Just silence. Back home, I dropped the box on my couch. It tipped over. My framed certificate cracked on the corner of the coffee table. Perfect. I sank into the cushions. My phone vibrated again. This time it was my landlord. Rent is due today. No delays this time, I rubbed my temples. Yeah, I know. You're already late. I just got fired. Not my problem. The line went dead. I opened Instagram. Rachel had posted a selfie, champagne glass in hand. Martin behind her, power moves only. The comments were full of fire emojis and congratulations. I stared at it for a long time. Then I opened the fridge. Empty except for expired milk and half a slice of cold pizza. My laptop blinked on the table. Resumes, job boards, rejection emails. I hadn't even left the company and they'd already erased me. No calls, no texts. Not one person asked if I was okay. I picked up my cracked certificate from the floor and leaned it against the wall. That night, I lay in bed with my eyes open. The room felt too quiet. Rachel's voice echoed in my head. It's nothing personal. It was always personal. I closed my eyes, but sleep didn't come. I kept seeing that selfie, Rachel and Martin, toasting to my replacement. I'd given everything to that place, and they threw me out like I was in the way. I wasn't angry yet. I was just hollow. But I knew one thing for sure, this wasn't the end, not by a long shot. Still nothing? I asked myself, refreshing the job board for the third time that hour. No replies. No callbacks. Just silence. I called a recruiter again. Hey, just checking in. Any updates? Unfortunately, no. After speaking to your previous employer, what did they say? He hesitated. Let's just say your leadership was called into question. I exhaled slowly. Right, got it. Try again in a few months. I hung up. My bank app stared back at me. $42.19 all their rent was already overdue. I had to do something. That night, I signed up to deliver food. The first few orders were easy. Drive, drop, smile. Then came the long shifts. Cold nights and no tips. You're late, one guy barked, snatching the bag. Hope it's still hot. It is, I muttered. No napkins. Useless. He slammed the door in my face. Hours later, I got a new address. My chest tightened as I read it. Rachel's building. No way, I whispered. Of all places, I drove up, heart pounding. She opened the door, a towel wrapped around her, hair still wet. Well, she said, smirking. Didn't expect to see you here. I handed her the bag. Enjoy your food, she leaned on the frame. Guess we really traded places, huh? I stayed quiet. No tip, she added, closing the door. I sat in my car, engine off. Rain tapped against the windshield. I stared at my cracked phone screen. I wanted to scream, or cry, or disappear. Instead, I whispered, I wish I could start over. Another order came through. I didn't accept it. I just sat there, alone, broke, forgotten. Just one more delivery, I muttered, gripping the wheel tighter. Then I'm done. My eyelids burned. My legs ached. The car heater barely worked. Rain hit the windshield harder. My wipers squeaked every few seconds. The light turned green. I moved forward. A horn screamed from the left. My eyes widened. Wait, a flash of headlights. Then metal, glass, silence. Everything went black, then nothing. Not even pain. Then voices, Rachel's voice. He's just too soft. That's why I got the job, Martin's laugh. He'll never be more than a worker bee. Then my mother. I raised you better than this. You gave up too easy. No, I whispered into the void. I didn't give up, they took everything. A new voice cut through the noise. Would you like another chance? What? One more chance. Say yes, I hesitated. To what? To do it differently. I didn't think. Yes. I gasped, sitting upright. My chest heaved. My clothes weren't wet, no blood. No broken glass. I looked around. No delivery bags. No pizza boxes. No cracked phone, just my old apartment. I scrambled to my feet. The carpet. The couch. The same ugly lamp. I spun to the clock. 42 a.m. Monday, 5 years ago. No way. I opened the closet. My old work badge hung there. Junior analyst, first day. What is this? I ran to the mirror, my face, no dark circles. No stubble. No scars, I was me but younger. Before it all fell apart, I touched the glass. This can't be real, but it was, and this time I wasn't going to waste it. This time I wouldn't play nice. Morning, Rachel chirped as I walked in. Nervous for your first day? I forced a smile. A little. You'll be fine, she said, tapping my arm.
Just don't overthink things. I'll try not to. She turned away and I took a slow breath.
You don't even know what's coming. Martin gave his usual pep talk during the team meeting. Welcome to the family, he said. Play smart, work hard, and you'll move up. I nodded like a rookie. He smiled at Rachel. Take good care of him. Oh, I will, she said sweetly. Of course you will. At my desk, I opened a spreadsheet. Not for work, for notes. One column said, who they pretend to be, the other, who they really are. Later that day, I wandered over to the IT room. Hey, I said.
You Leo?
Yeah, you knew. Just started. He pointed to a box of cables. Welcome to chaos. I heard you're the guy to know, he chuckled. Depends. Know about what? Tech, security, starting side projects without getting caught. His eyebrows lifted. You planning something shady? Only if you call building a better company shady. He leaned back. Tell me more. In the break room, I bumped into someone carrying 2 coffees. Oh, sorry, she gasped. I'm such a klutz. No worries, I said, catching one before it spilled. You're new too? Intern, she smiled. Ellie, nice to meet you. I know who you are. Rachel said you're sweet. I raised an eyebrow. She did? Yeah, she said you're harmless, I laughed. Good to know, Ellie tilted her head. Are you? Am I what? Harmless, I just smiled. You'll see. Back at my desk, Rachel stopped by. You settling in, okay? Yeah, thanks for checking. She sat on the edge of my table. You should come out with us after work. Us? Martin, me, a few others. Drinks, you in? Sure, she smiled. Cool. Wear something nice. At the bar, I let her lead the conversation. You know, she said, sipping her drink, you remind me of someone. Oh? This guy I used to work with. Total pushover. Sounds familiar. Yeah, I kinda miss him sometimes. I stared into my glass. Maybe he just got smarter, she laughed. You're funny. You still think you've got me wrapped, huh? Back at the office, I stayed late every night. But not for company work. My startup app, Core Hive, was taking shape. I used Leo's encrypted servers. He covered the digital tracks. I handled the front end. You're moving fast, he said one night. I'm not wasting time this time. You think she suspects anything? She thinks I'm dumb, I said. That's my biggest advantage. A week later, Ellie found me sketching wireframes. What's that? Just a side idea. Looks smart. It will be. One day this thing's going to fund my freedom, she smiled. You really believe that? I have to. Rachel brought me into her office. I've been watching you. I raised an eyebrow. Yeah? You're sharper than you look. Thanks, I think. I could use someone like you on my team. On your team? Martin, trust me. Stick close, I'll make sure you move up, I smiled. You'd really help me? Of course. And that's how I know I've got you right where I want you. Martin passed me in the hall. Rachel speaks highly of you. I'm trying to learn from the best. He patted my shoulder. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry, I thought. I planned to. Leo nudged me at lunch. She's pulling you in. That's what I want. You're playing a dangerous game. I'm not playing, I said. Not this time. Ellie asked me later, why do you let her treat you like a toy? Because puppets make the best spies, she stared. You're not what I expected. Neither is what's coming. Every smile I gave Rachel was planned, every word measured. She thought I was still soft, but this time I was the storm she didn't see coming, and I was just getting started. She's snooping again, Leo whispered, sliding into the seat beside me. Let her, I replied. That's what the dummy folder is for. You sure Martin will take the bait? He always trusts her word. He thinks she's the brains, Leo smirked. And you're just the loyal foot soldier. Exactly. Rachel passed by my desk, heels clicking like a countdown. Working late again? She asked sweetly. Trying to catch up, I said, not looking up. She leaned closer. What's this folder? Core Hive final release? I shrugged. Just a failed draft. Useless now, her eyes sparkled. You should be more careful. I'm counting on it. The next morning, Martin stormed into my office. You have 10 minutes to explain this, he growled, tossing a folder on my desk. What's this? Your secret startup. You think I wouldn't find out? Martin, you've been using company hours and resources to build this garbage? I can explain. You'd better. The board's meeting today. They're going to hear everything. I stayed calm. Good, I think they should. In the boardroom, tension filled the air. Rachel stood beside Martin, arms crossed. Martin slammed a flash drive onto the table. This is what your golden boy's been hiding. Let's see it, one board member said. The presentation opened. Screenshots. Code snippets, crude UI mockups. This, Martin sneered, is what he's been working on instead of his job. Rachel added, I warned him. He didn't listen, I stood. That's not Core Hive, Martin laughed. Really? Then what is it? A decoy, silence. What? I pulled out my own flash drive. This is Core Hive. I connected it to the projector. A sleek interface appeared. Real investors' logos. Partnership contracts. Launch dates. This is a fully funded, fully operational platform. Investors already signed. Not a single line of code touched company property. The board stared. You built this? One asked. Yes, on my own time. With my own money. Off-site, all legal. Who verified it? Leo handled the back end. Every server is off-grid. Another board member leaned forward. This could disrupt our entire logistics model. That's the idea. Rachel's mouth parted. Wait, Martin blinked. You tricked us. No, I said. You underestimated me. After the meeting, Martin chased me into the hallway. You planned this. I prepared for this. You embarrassed me in front of the board. No, Martin. You did that yourself, he pointed at me. You're done here. That's funny, I said, turning. Because they just offered me your job. What? They want results, not politics. He looked around like someone might save him. No one did. Rachel caught up to me near the elevator. I didn't know. Yes, you did. She stepped in front of me. I thought you were still that guy. The one who trusted too easily. I was. Until you taught me better. I wasn't trying to ruin you. No, you were just trying to get ahead. I get it. She reached for my arm. Can we talk? I pulled back. Sure. Your new office is ready. Her brow furrowed. What? Basement level. Next to the supply closet. I hear it's quiet down there. You're joking. I'm not. Her voice cracked. You can't do this. I can. And I just did. Back at my desk, Leo clapped slowly. Damn, that was cold. It was earned. Ellie peeked around the corner. You really made her move offices? She'll survive. Ellie blinked. What floor? Basement. Wow. She liked power moves, remember? Leo laughed. Now she's below ground level. As I walked through the office, people looked at me differently. not with pity. Not with fake sympathy, with respect, because this time I wasn't the fool they could use. This time I was the one pulling the strings. And Rachel? She was just a footnote in my story now. Did you hear? Leo said, sliding into my office. I glanced up. What now? Rachel's been moved. Basement office, no windows. She lasted a whole 2 days on floor 4. She asked if I could upgrade her laptop. I told her IT doesn't support non-managerial requests. I smirked. Cold, he shrugged. She didn't say thank you when I helped her rise. She won't say it now either. Ellie knocked gently and stepped in. Meeting with HR in 10. Thanks, I said, nodding. You okay handling payroll updates this week? Already done. You're efficient, she smiled. You're different lately. How so? Calmer, but sharper. I'm just doing what no one did for me. The boardroom was full. I stood at the front. We're launching a mental health benefit for all departments. Weekly therapy stipends, mandatory no meeting days, and better parental leave, someone scoffed. That's expensive. Not as expensive as burnout and turnover. A few heads nodded. People stay where they're seen. The silence after that said enough. In the break room, I passed 2 junior analysts. That's the new CEO? One whispered. He fired Martin and demoted Rachel. He rebuilt this place. I didn't say anything. Just refilled my coffee. Outside Rachel's old office, someone had taped over her nameplate. Storage closet BI kept walking. Ellie came into my office with a folder. Feedback reports. Most of them mention you by name. In a good way? She nodded. They say they feel human again. Good. She hesitated. Is it weird I feel bad for her? No. She looks broken. She broke herself. I walked past the basement hallway later that afternoon. Rachel stepped out of her office, boxes stacked by the door. She saw me. Her eyes were darker, no makeup. No smile. I nodded slightly. She stepped closer. Why? Why what? Why are you doing this to me? I tilted my head. Doing what? This, all of this. You won. I looked her in the eye. You taught me how the world really works, she blinked. That's it? That's everything. I turned and walked away. Back at my desk, Leo dropped a soda beside me. You good? Yeah, don't feel weird. She earned it. I know. But you don't look satisfied. I'm not here for revenge anymore. Then what? Legacy. At the company dinner that week, people raised their glasses to me, to the man who turned this place around. I gave a short speech. Thanked my team. Kept it humble. Afterward, Ellie approached. You ever think about what would have happened if things stayed the same? Every day. And I'd still be invisible. But now I own the table I used to beg to sit at. Rachel didn't show up. No one asked where she was, and that said more than any promotion ever could. Big night, Leo said, adjusting his tie. You ready? I've been ready, I replied, straightening my jacket. You worked for this. Enjoy it, I smiled faintly. I'm not here to enjoy. I'm here to close the chapter. The gala was held at the Grand Marlowe downtown. Chandeliers. Soft. Jazz. Champagne. The kind of night where people forget how cruel corporate life can be. Ellie approached in a silver dress. You clean up nice. You too, I said. Did everyone get in okay? Everyone who mattered. I scanned the room. Board members, investors, employees, faces that used to ignore me, now all smiles. You're glowing, Ellie said. It's strange. All this, but I feel quiet inside. Peace? Maybe. Or just the silence after the storm. The MC tapped the mic. And now, a few words from the man who saved this company, your CEO. I stepped onto the stage. A spotlight hit me. I looked out at the crowd. Applause, cheers, but in the back, a flash of red. Rachel. She stood near the exit, alone, arms folded, her hair unkempt, eyes hollow. She wasn't invited. She came anyway. I held the mic tightly. Thank you, I began. I never thought I'd stand here. People leaned in. I used to sit in the back row, hoping someone would notice me. Most didn't. Laughter. A few nods, but a few did. And to those people, I say thank you. You reminded me that kindness still matters in this world. I paused. My gaze shifted to Rachel. She wiped her cheek. I once believed success was about titles. Now I know it's about impact. About rising and taking others with you. More applause. I closed my speech simply. To those who doubted me, thank you. You were my fuel. And to those who believed, I won't let you down. Offstage, Ellie handed me a glass. You really meant that? Every word. She was here. Ellie said quietly, I saw. You didn't say anything? I didn't need to. She looked wrecked. She's carrying her own story now. You're not even angry anymore? No, why not? Because she doesn't matter, later. I stepped outside alone. The cold air cut through the noise. Behind me, footsteps. Rachel. You weren't supposed to be here, I said without turning. I know. You got what you wanted once. I didn't know it would cost everything. I looked at her. You taught me how to survive, she nodded, eyes red. I'm sorry. I'm not. She blinked. That pain made me who I am. So that's it? She asked. Closure isn't always kind. I walked away, and I didn't look back. It was cold that morning. Not the kind that bites, just the kind that makes silence feel heavier. As I stepped out of my car, I noticed her, Rachel, sitting on the bench across the street, holding a worn folder. She didn't see me at first. She was staring at the building like it used to belong to her. Maybe it did. Once, I crossed the street slowly. Looking for someone? I asked. She looked up, tired eyes, no makeup. A cheap coat. No, she said quietly. Just thinking. I held out a coffee. It's cold. I'm fine. It's just coffee. She hesitated. Then shook her head. I don't want anything from you. I sat beside her anyway. A minute passed in silence. You win, she whispered. I'm not playing. She turned to me. Then why did you destroy everything? I didn't, she scoffed. You ruined Martin. Took my job. Took everything. I took back what I built. You planned it all. I adapted. Rachel stared at the ground. They won't even interview me. Not after what happened. I'm not the one who burned those bridges. You could fix it. I could, I said, but I won't. Of course not. I stood. I don't hate you, Rachel. She blinked up at me. Then what is this? This? I paused. Closure. She didn't respond. I turned to leave. I miss who we used to be, she said behind me. I looked over my shoulder. That man died the day you used him, and I walked away. Back in the lobby, Ellie greeted me with a smile. Morning, boss. Morning. Big pitch meeting at 10. I know. Want me to bring your notes? I've got them. In my office, I stood by the window. People moved like ants below. So much had changed, and yet something in me had finally settled. I didn't feel angry, didn't feel victorious. I just felt done. Maybe that was what healing looked like. Quiet, simple, real, and enough.